Yo, what's up guys, new Siege video, playing my old guild New Era, and of course I gotta try hard, I gotta get this new next level, high contribution, show that I'm worth it. So let's start off with that. And if you haven't yet liked this video, subscribe to the channel because I'm try-harding and I'll show you how to try. So we're playing New Era and someone else, what if got, I'm fighting to someone else, but I gotta disrespect my own team. Yes sir. I just have to disrespect this team. I just have to. It's a must. It's too funny not to. Oh, could it actually be in perfect range where... Oh no, it's not in perfect range of nothing, because the bomb of course lands on the other guy. Oh, that's actually... would be nicer if the unit actually died there. Because now there might be another... Okay, so far so good. This is why people have been asking me why don't I use this team anymore. Well, this is the reason why. This is why I don't use this team anymore. Hit the record button again. Let's go. Team of New Era. This is actually a new team of New Era. When I was in there, they didn't use this. Let's see how much damage this does. Probably destroy on that unit. I actually don't want to let it explode yet. Just die by that. Because if Wusa procs out, I might have an issue. Clara's being a shitter. That happens from time to time. Let's go for this. Let's go for that. Flaming shot. Don't proc out. Thank you. We do this. We chop 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 you. Okay, apparently not chop 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 you. Disperse done. I can see this being a good defense though. To be honest, I can see this being a good defense. But not against this team. We got another hit in. And it's still pretty early. We're rushing this kind of stuff. Land armor breaks. Don't you just love it when all armor breaks land and then you just not insta-kill it in one time? Okay, that's pretty tanky Triana, not gonna lie. But still a very dead Triana. Let's go, another hit. Going in with a Riley, which I normally don't really do, but I think it's pretty fair in this case. We slap you, you still do your skill, you don't land shit. You do for that, okay. I don't have any form of strips, but I don't really think I need it, to be honest. But that's just what I think. In that, I could be wrong. Still just one as one. Big, you do no damage. You do no damage on that. That's cute. That's cute. You don't hit this Riley for shit. Since you still have your strip, I don't really want us to. Riley's like, that's cute, man. That's cute. Let's actually go for cleanses here. And then let's go for this. Beep. Man, they're just hard focusing this Riley. It's like, yo, I'm Stack City here. I am Stack City. Could have used Water Totem here too? Probably, if I had one. So I can't, because I don't have one. But could shoot woods. Wood, not sure. I like the wind one more. Well, it does give defense buff, right? So that makes it actually pretty decent. Oh, 9. The hits, the damage. Armor break. Damage. And more damage. And more damage. And we're at the GG range. Pretty solid offense. I kind of like this defense. But I'm not too sure if it's that great. This Riley was actually on Will. You could do Nemesis Riley, but I just ruined up this Riley just for this defense, actually. Well, I would say this is a very solid way to hit these. Okay, so we still have about 5 hits left that I did off stream, so let's get into those as well. There was something strange here. I didn't really expect to get outsped, but that thing was actually kind of fast. Well, he did have speed lead, I didn't have speed lead, but that was something I did not really expect. And that thing actually did more damage than I expect. And it was a lot weaker than I expected. Wait, what? Did we just one-shot that thing? Well, you do steal attack buff. Stealing attack buff on Shiner Martina, especially my... They do damage. Slightly bit of a strange offense, but I think this is very usable. Mainly because the Thessarion can handle the Wusa damage. I got resistance lead. Most of the Savannahs don't really have that much high of accuracy. That doesn't do too much damage on the Thessarion. Moment we Oblivion, it's also pretty easy for killing it. Plus I have Iris, which is like constant strips, and my Iris is just ruined up pretty good. 9 out of 10 the units I use are actually units I have on defense, because those are actually ruined up and I'm too lazy to ruin up stuff. For Arena or for Siege offense specifically, so most of the units you see me use are just on defense somewhere left, right, center, and therefore they're good runes. They have my best rune quality. They do a lot of damage. It's very easy going, and yeah, that's mainly what it is. So yeah, this is pretty much already a one fight. But let's speed this up a little bit. You know how it works. The moment it's 2v3, there's not too much excitement to it. It's like the moment you make the first kill, 9 out of 10, you pretty much win, especially with these kind of like sustained comps. Another hit that's pretty much based off units that I have on defense and high resistance. I actually noticed a lot of the Claras do not have that much accuracy. There's some that do, but quite a lot of time they don't. So yeah, I was testing that out. And that skin really looks cool, man. That skin is just so badass. This just all does too much damage. Everything just does too much damage these days. Artifacts, man. Artifacts, but also getting buffs that like, this skill suddenly ignores defense. But why this kit was already kind of good. We just didn't look at it, but didn't use it, but didn't mean it was bad. Ignore defense. I can totally need it for that unit. Yep, totally need it. Oh well. Praha damage. Praha has some nice damage as well. Artifact damage. Lots of artifact damage. You could heal, but you just do more artifact damage and you just solve shit that way. Oh. Kind of. Kind of. That's what we do. Beep. And that. So, if you haven't yet, the first link in the description probably is my Twitch channel. So if you actually want to see these matches live, like I did the first 5, then follow me on the Twitch channel. So this fight is a little bit more of a weirder fight, I would say. It's a little bit of, yeah, how to say it, sustained game, working with some, what's it called? Well, I don't have any strippers, which is kind of annoying. That thing actually has a decent amount of accuracy. Also, my like I checked afterwards has 88 crit rate. He did not make it look like 88. That's definitely a thing that was for sure. But landing armor breaks for him is kind of unlikely. Also, killing any of these units is somewhat unlikely because, well, there's Ranuki. And that thing has life drain. So with that, you get quite some stuff. And the monkey is on a Vio build in this case. I just stole, like, if I use any really random weird unit I normally don't use, I have one set that's on a Carcano, and then mostly, since Carcano's not on defense anymore, I just switch around that set to go for, like, any Bruiser kind of unit. So currently it's pretty common to have that kind of set around, because I don't need a Fire Monkey runed up, like, the whole time. And as most of you know, I have way too much mana. So I like to switch around that set, so sometimes it's on the Monkey, sometimes it's on the Barbara, sometimes it's on the Carcano. And yeah, if you see any like weird Bruiser unit I mostly don't use, it mostly is holding that set. Which is this Monkey doing right now, but this fight I know is taking quite a long time because it actually took quite a while to get rid of that stupid unit, because for some reason 88 crit rate was not really critting that much on that unit. Plus, every time he had no immunity, and I had actually chance to do something like that stun here, procs out, and he goes for immunity. Annoying. So yeah, you see a whole bunch of miscritters. So it's normal from the Monkey, but it's not normal from the like, I would say. So actually the Monkey lands an armor break and it gets procced out. I actually got kind of close to dying here, but the Ranuki can handle quite some hits. Renuki is it's just a tank unit. You just build it 100 dress and then you go some speed and the rest is just tank, tank, tank. Doesn't need accuracy, doesn't need attack, doesn't need crit rate, doesn't need crit damage, and you just tank the shit. Also, at some point you really destroy the HP of a Wusa, and destroying the HP of a Wusa makes him do less damage on the S2, give less shield on the S3, slightly less damage on the S1 because it's kind of scaling still from HP, also from attack, but there's still some HP scaling in it. And yeah, at some point he just does very little damage, so... in this case, only my Lycas on Destroy. I could have made the Monkey on Destroy as well. I'm not really sure what the offset for the Monkey is. I think Nemesis here. But yeah, it just takes a while. It takes a really long while. I'm very happy I speed up this thing. And then it's very easy going. I put it on auto. So yeah. Then hitting the exact same defense once more. I built this Diana mainly for Siege to go on a very low speed. I normally don't really have my Diana runed up, but kind of had to have something that fits this. The other two units are kind of tanky. Also, my NFL 100 res very tanky, so I don't really expect too much weird shit going on. Plus, this Diana was built on a lot of damage, which we can see here. That's a good amount of damage for a Diana, isn't it? That's a good amount of damage for Diana. And for some reason, my NFL in Siege always tends to proc a lot. Really a lot. So yeah, now you know this is pretty easy going already. That thing actually does a decent amount of damage. I know that New Era has pretty good runes on these Woosas most of the time. They actually changed this defense, because when I was in New Era, we didn't have this defense. But I think it's a pretty decent defense in the first place. Don't think it's bad. Especially with a proccing Wusa. Wusa's just... it's busted right now. The S2 does so much damage for just being tanky. There's actually a lot of units right now, also with artifacts. You don't need to actually stack crit rate, crit damage, even attack on units. You just go pure tankiness and you just still do a lot of damage, which is kind of weird for my take, but... is what it is right now. It's the state of the game, I guess. So, yep, this is once again a pretty doable, pretty easy win. And I also do have two Leos, in case you're asking. I have the two Leos. One is skilled up, this one is not skilled up. And I switched one set to the other because the non-skilled up one is normally not ruined. I don't use it much, but when I use it, I just switch the whole set. He does have his own artifacts though, because I'm too lazy to switch out the artifacts as well, actually. And this team is... as long as you don't spam your Molong S3, you're mostly Gucci. The thing is, there is no immunity on my side, which is a little bit bad. I saved the S3 here for the sake of not wanting to... well, having a heal later, that was the main case, actually. So he goes for Reckless Assault. The reason he goes for Reckless Assault and that being kind of bad is that it really lowers its own HP. Plus, he doesn't have any revive. Let's say I would go for Reckless Assault here. I still have revives, I still have heals, and that makes it a lot easier. I was thinking about letting him die and then let Soul Protect do its work and then actually going for stuff, but I know that he would go for a heal so I can heal double. And then afterwards it's just kind of cleaning up. It takes a little while. You have to still play it smart because you're fighting armor breaks, you're still getting stacks and that kind of stuff. You're still working with stacks, but... the thing is, the Riley actually gives so much stacks to Bolverick, it's pretty much almost unfair. The main reason why this fight actually takes long is because of the Riley. The other unit doesn't do too much. And then you have that skill up again, good timing with that, then you're pretty much full HP. That's, Kinky is actually on very good runes. It does a lot of damage, and it destroys a lot of HP, actually. It did start out to destroy quite some of the HP of my unit, but... at some point you get to the point where you just sacrifice your Molong for Reckless Assaulting the Kinky, and then it's just very easy. That's why I prefer a Molong over a Wusa in this comp. Also, I already used my Wusa. And this Molong is on Vio, so Molong on Vio I would say is worse for offense, but better for defense. And the other way around. So we are looking at a 10-10 win, and at the same time one of my defenses actually started popping off quite a bit, which was my Nigong Iris Savannah, which I haven't been doing that well, but suddenly in this fight it did really well. Didn't do well against New Era, but it did do well against the other guild, Alpha Unicorn. Oh, and then of course I had one fight left. I just had to do it, right? Because I used 2 units at the start, I still had to do 1 unit here. One thing I did forget was that the Zenobia prolongs the stun. And if that was not the case, I might have been able to win this. But the issue is you cannot drain them lower than 1 HP. This thing is on counter, so if it was not stunned, it would have actually countered at some point. But the main issue is when they have 0 HP, there's no HP to drain. And therefore you cannot steal anything anymore. This unit is on 100 res, but Zenobia actually did land his or her prolonging of the stuns. This Orion was not landing jack shit. But yeah, if I didn't have a 2, 3, 4 turn stun on my ass, and this thing could have actually started countering at some point, then I would have won this match. But in this case, not possible. I couldn't find anything else I could solo with anything, so I just had to do this stupid ass match. You know how this works out. You know how this works out. At some point, you get a turn, you get rid of it, and they are all super low HP. You didn't life drain enough, and then you're dead. So this was my defense rolling at the end. It was funny, I think they had a rule where people could only hit the defense once and then they had to switch. So that took quite a while. Here's a screenshot of the end of my contribution, which is, I think, the highest contribution I had so far in any matchup. So that was pretty funny. So guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. These days until the new year, I'm streaming pretty much daily on Twitch. So if you want to check that out, check that out. Mostly I stream in the afternoon time, Europe time. Today I'm actually going to stream when this video uploads in the evening time. And afterwards I'll be starting to work on my job, which is going to be a lot less streaming for the first 2 weeks. Probably still streaming the weekends, and then afterwards I have no clue how much we'll stream. Kinda depends on how busy I am. But either way, guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.